Namaste. I am Professor Dr. Pramod K. Raghav, Professor of Food Technology, Faculty of Agriculture and Battery Science, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Again, I am here to continue the same topic, low temperature preservation and dairy engineering, BTech FBT 6th semester. Let me share the screen and we're gonna discuss now freezing. Till now I have told the chilling, refrigeration, super chilling. Now freezing, and let me share the screen here so that we can understand the freezing better. And let me be a little bigger for you. And here you go, preservation of food by freezing. And freezing actually is what? Freezing is a unit operation in which temperature of a food is reduced below its freezing point, and a proportion of water undergoes a change in state to form ice crystals. Means food ke andar jo bhi whatever the water is available inside the food, that changes its state from liquid to solid, and we put the food to a temperature below its freezing point. And different food has different freezing point, as I told in my last lecture. It depends upon the percentage of solute, amount of various amount of various components it has in it, and that depends on it, which we call the solutes. And freezing is a process of is a combination of beneficial effect of low temperature at which microorganisms cannot grow, chemical changes are reduced, and cellular metabolic reactions are delayed. That is another definition. So किसी भी चीज को जमा देना, फ्रीज कर देना एक लो टेम्परेचर पे, उसी को फ्रीजिंग कहते हैं. And in the freezing, all the microbial growth stops, all the biochemical reactions stop, catalytic reactions stop, everything is in dormant stage, let me tell you. All right. And the quality remains intact in most in freezing up to some extent. The quality remains the same. That is the benefit of the freezing. So if you had to keep anything preserved for a longer time, and you want to keep its quality intact, even taste, texture, sensory evaluation, nutritive value, color, flavor, aroma, whatever, better to freeze it. There are theory of freezing is that sensible heat is first removed to lower the temperature of food to the freezing point, and then heat produced by respiration in case of fresh foods is also removed, and then latent heat of crystallization is removed to form the ice crystals. Then latent heat of crystallization is removed to form the ice crystals, and latent heat of crystallizations of other components of food, for example fats, etc., is also removed, and that's how the freezing takes place. You see the temperature is lowering down, latent heat is being removed, and finally the product is froze. This is, you can say, see here the deposition is taking place, condensation is at liquid, and liquid to freezing, particle in solid forms are coming. So I'm not going into that one, leave it. Now freezing techniques. How many techniques of freezing are there? There are several freezing techniques available, or you can say various type of freezers in place or in fashion in food industry. Plate freezing. In the plate freezing, product is pressed between hollow metal plates, either horizontally or vertically, with a refrigerant circulating inside the plates. The refrigerant is circulating inside these plates. These plates are hollow, and since refrigerant is circulating inside these hollow plates, they will create a chilling effect, a freezing effect, and the product which will come on those between two plates will freeze. That type of freezing is known as plate freezing. In plate freezing, there is no direct contact of food product with the refrigerant. Immersion freezing, as the name is suggesting, immerse in a chilling solution directly in a liquid such as brine, syrup, glycerol, etc. at a low temperature of -18°. I dip the product and the product gets froze. Cabinet freezing, the product is sitting on the cabinets, the trays, and the chilled air is circulating, cold air is circulating around the product, and freezing is taking place. Then air blast freezing, it refers to vigorous circulation of cold air in order to freeze the product. Means a fast air is blowing all around the product, जैसे कि एकदम तूफान आया हुआ है, chilled cold air का, उस टाइप का situation create होता है, उसको air blast freezing कहेंगे. और temperature -18 to -34°C वहाँ create हो जाता है. Fluidized bed drying, when the food particles are dancing in a cold current of air. Tunnel freezing, It is the type of freezing in which the trays are placed in racks or trolleys and frozen with cold air circulation inside the tunnel. When it is entering in the tunnel and coming out, it is frozen. So that's how it is, the tunnel freezing. Now there are various methods of freezing. Those were the type of freezers. High pressure freezing. We use high pressure promotes uniform and rapid ice nucleation. This process produces smaller crystals. Let me tell you, the smaller the size of ice crystal, the better will be the texture of the food. So our effort must be to keeping the the size of the ice crystals smaller. Then dehydrofreezing means first we dehydrate up to some extent and then we do freeze. That type of freezing is known as dehydrofreezing. And then application of ice nucleation and anti-freeze proteins. Ice nucleation protein directly acts as a nucleus, thus causes rapid nucleation and ultimately rapid freezing, while as an anti-freeze proteins can retard recrystallization in frozen stage. तो ice nucleation हम करते हैं और anti-freeze proteins ultimately rapid freezing, whereas the anti-freeze proteins can retard recrystallization in the frozen storage. So recrystallization होने नहीं देंगे, crystallization करेंगे ice nucleation की help से. That gonna be the one method of freezing. Next is changes during freezing. क्या changes आएंगे freezing में? क्या changes expected हैं? Loss in texture is the main problem that occur during freezing. उसका भी solution है, आगे मैं बताऊंगा what is the solution. Water in inner cellular spaces of fruits and vegetables freezes and ice crystals are formed which cause adjacent walls to rupture. Freezing causes negligible change to pigments, flavors or nutritionally important components, although they may be lost in preparation procedures, and freezing causes death of 10% to 60% of the microbe population, and the percentage gradually increases during frozen storage. सो मैक्रोनिज्म खत्म हो जाएंगे, वो अच्छी बात है, सारा कुछ अच्छा है, पिगमेंट फ्लेवर वगैरह इनका लॉस इतना ज्यादा नहीं होगा, बट टेक्सचर लॉस इज देयर एंड हाउ टू कंट्रोल दैट आई एम गोना कम इन नेक्स्ट स्लाइड्स. देयर इज वन फ्रीजिंग, इंडिविजुअल क्विक फ्रीजिंग. द क्विक आई विल फ्रीज, the quickly I will freeze, there will be less and less loss of the texture. So nowadays for frozen food products there is a technique which is popular and extremely popular, that is IQF, individual quick freezing technique. I'll discuss that technique in later slides. Changes in frozen storage, physical aspect. Freezer burn sometimes takes place. It is caused by sublimation of ice from the surface of food into the air inside the freezer. The surface of freezer burned, food appears as dry, grainy and brownish spots and tissue becomes dry and tough. क्या होता है, सब्लिमेशन हो जाता है डायरेक्टली आइस का फूड की सरफेस से एयर में, और जहां पर वो होता है वहां पर जो टिश्यूज है वो ड्राई हो जाएंगे, ब्राउनी कलर के हो जाएंगे और टफ हो जाएंगे. इसको हम बोलेंगे कि फ्रीजर बर्न हो गया है. बहुत ज्यादा होता है, कई बार मीट, सी फूड एंड फिश प्रोडक्ट्स नॉट frozen properly. Recrystallization is largely caused by fluctuations in the storage temperature. When heat is allowed to enter the freezer, this causes crystal to melt partially, and when temperature falls again, large size crystals are formed, resulting in loss of quality. Yani ki if your product is frozen, let me say in other terms, it is thawing partially and then again freezing. So crystal sizes of ice crystal is increasing, and it is leading to the loss of the texture. उससे हमारा texture का जो है वो loss होता है, which is not recommended. Chemical aspects. In case of fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables, there are loss of natural pigments like chlorophyll and flavor. The major problem associated with fruit is the oxidative rancidity occurs, and loss of vitamin C takes place, as I told, and oxidative rancidity also cause of off flavors. Off flavors is there, rancidity takes place in case of the frozen fruits and vegetables. I'm not going to go into this, no need. Here you can see the difference between slow freezing and quick freezing. This was the slide I was taking. It is very important. See, this is the natural cell of a plant cell. Okay. And crystallization and water migration is taking place during freezing. This water flux and ice crystal is being formed here. If it is happening slowly, so ये जो crystals होंगे बहुत ऐसे बनेंगे slowly, और इसका जो outer wall है, सेल वॉल, वो ऐसा हो जाएगा. रैप्चर हो जाएगा, डैमेज हो जाएगा, destructive हो जाएगा. But if it is happening quickly, fast freezing, so less damaged cell with maintained integrity will be maintained, and the cell will not be damaged. So what I do, I individually freeze these food products and quickly. So IQF is actually practiced for maintaining the texture of food during the freezing. So you can see this after quick freezing, it happens like this. All right. So individual quick freezing is preferred as compared to the another method of freezing. Advantages of quick freezing over slow freezing. Quick freezing ice crystal formed are much smaller, therefore cause much less damage to cell structure or texture of foods. There is more rapid prevention of microbial growth. Microbial growth is rapidly prevented. Brief exposure of food components to adverse constituents of freezing. No microbial adaptation at low temperatures. There is slowing of enzyme action, and there are less drip losses in quick freezing, right? So individual quick freezing is far better as compared to slow freezing, especially the texture remained intact. That is important advantage. फ्रीजिंग के टोटल बेनिफिट्स क्या हैं, एडवांटेजेस क्या हैं, व्हाई शुड आई गो फॉर फ्रीजिंग? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, मैनी फूड्स कैन बी फ्रोजन. Good natural color, flavor, nutritive value can be retained. Texture usually better than for other methods of food preservation. Foods can be frozen in less time as compared to dry them. Simple procedure, convenience, easily doable, and the best, up to some extent, quality remains intact. There are disadvantages also. सबसे पहला तो फ्रीजर बर्न एक डिसएडवांटेज है. प्रॉपर फ्रीजिंग नहीं होगी तो टेक्सचर लॉस हो जाएगी. इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट हाई है और स्टोरेज स्पेस लिमिटेड होती है. यू कैन सी द डिफरेंट फ्रोजन फूड्स. ये एप्पल है, ये ब्रोकोली है, ये मीट है, दिस इज कट वेजिटेबल्स, बीन्स, peas, these are berries. So that's how they look when they are in a frozen state. So I can conclude very easily that preservation by low temperature technique is superior by other methods of long-term preservation. It is more effective in retaining, I'm going to say again and again, the quality remains intact. It retains the quality for shorter durations for sure, and some of the quality parameter for longer duration as well. So this is the most preferred preservation method as far as food products are concerned: low temperature preservation, freezing, chilling, or refrigeration. That's all. And that was it about the freezing section of low temperature preservation of food products. And if you have any question, you can write that in my comment box. If you think that you need attention in detail to some detail of some particular topic, or you could not understand or not able to understand, you can write me an email. You can make a comment in YouTube YouTube comment box. When you meet me face to face, you can ask, and I will repeat that topic for you. But these are something, low temperature preservation, you all should have good knowledge of it. That was all about it, and that's it. That's it for the topic for today. Have a good day. Bye bye.